let's come into a comfortable seated position. And let's arrive. So you've already done the hard work today. You've actually got here. So let's relax into the next 45 minutes or so. This is time for us. Tuning into your breath, softening your eyes, arriving on your mat. Feel your ribs expand as you inhale and feel them contract as you exhale. Nice and tall through the spine, so you've got a nice aligned spine as you inhale, breathing in all of the energy that's coming up through the earth, drawing it up through your body, up through your spine, and exhale all that you don't need. Just tuning into your breath. We're going to continue on with our joy and our trying to bring in some more joy into your life and lots of abundance, using the energy of the earth and what's around us at the moment to bring some more joy into our life and some more abundance. I've got a little quote about joy. Joy does not simply happen to us. We have to choose joy and keep choosing it every day. Let's take another 4 or 5 breaths here. Focusing on your energy, scanning your body, just checking in, seeing how it feels. Notice any stiffness or blockages. Just know that they're there and let them be. And scanning your mind, acknowledging any thoughts, but letting go of the busyness of your morning. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Letting go of all that you don't need, that doesn't serve you anymore. And then coming to tabletop position. Spreading your fingers and pressing your palms down towards the earth. Having your knees underneath your hips. Backs of your feet on the ground. Inhale, lift up through the chest. And exhale, lift your spine up towards the ceiling and stretching all the little spaces in your vertebrae. So getting some nice movement into your spine. Tuning back into your breath. Just breathing in and out. Using the breath to initiate the movement. As you work through your yoga practice today, acknowledging your body and knowing that you're here for yourself to increase your energy and to reduce any stiffness that you may have and just to feel better on the mat. So if there's anything that doesn't feel right, or if you feel a little bit breathless or tired, it's okay to have a rest. Just do what you can do today. Let's take a couple more breaths here. And then taking your knees wide and bringing your buttocks down to your heels and coming into child's pose. Walking your hands forward, bringing your forehead down towards the mat.
surrendering into the child's pose and noticing the stretch through the upper back and the lower back. On each exhalation, allow your forehead to drop a little closer to the mat. Let's take 4 more breaths here. And last breath. From here, we're going to go into a little sequence of up dog and child's pose. So as you inhale, bring your chest forward, a nice arch through the back. And exhale, coming back to child's pose, sliding your hands back a little bit, bringing your buttocks back to your heels. Inhale, calming up. Feel that nice stretch through the front of the body and through the back of the body into child. Let's do 2 more. And then from here, we're going to go into our first downward dog of the day. So coming back to tabletop and tuck your toes under, lifting up through the hips and walking your heels down to the mat. Feet are about hip width apart. Just take some breaths here, just enjoying the pose, stretching out through the back of your legs and your shoulders. And then bring your knees down to the mat and coming your hands a little forward into upward dog. And then exhaling, lifting your hips back up into downward dog. And continue on at your own pace with your breath. It's okay to bring your knees to the mat. Just warming our spine up a little more. Let's go 2 more rounds. And last round. And coming back to tabletop. From here, we're going to take our right foot forward and place the right foot on the outside of the right hand into lizard pose. Our left knee's on the ground and just taking your bottom, pushing your hips forward so you feel a nice stretch through the left hip, lifting your chest and looking forward. Let's just take some breaths here. Noticing this stretch through the left hip flexor and through the right hip. And then take your right foot back, place your right knee next to your left knee, and then we'll go to the other side. So this time lifting your left foot, placing it next to your left hand, and then taking your hips forward, tucking your bottom under, and coming into that nice stretch through the right hip. The top of your foot is on the ground. Take 4 breaths here. And then bring the left foot back. Place the left knee next to the right knee. And we're going to lift our hips back up into downward dog. walking our heels to the ground, taking 4 breaths here, stretching out nicely through the back of the legs and the upper back. And 2 more breaths. And then walk your feet out wide on the mat and walk your hands back towards your feet. So you're coming into a forward bend. Let your head fall heavy and let your chest fall heavy. It's giving the back of your legs and your lower back a nice stretch. Just take 2 more breaths. And then with a slight bend in your knees, inhale and come up to standing. And then place your feet sideways on the mat and walk them out fairly wide. And then we're going to inhale, lift up our arms, lift up, looking up towards the ceiling, stretching through the front of the body. And exhale, slight bend in our knees and bring our hands down to the earth. And then heel toe our feet so they're as wide as you can comfortably have them. And let the crown of your head point down towards the earth and your palms flat on the ground, just inside, so that your fingertips and your toes are all aligned. And let your crown of your head point down towards the mat. And let's just take some nice deep breaths here. We're going to take 8 breaths in this inversion. Just relaxing into it. It's really nice to open up the back of the legs and the lower back. And we're reversing the lymphatic system and the circulatory system as we're in an inversion. Focusing on the rise and fall of your chest and coming back to the intention of your practice, incorporating some more joy and abundance in your life. Let's do 3 more breaths. As you inhale, lift your chest up and move your hands slightly forward. Give you a nice stretch through your spine. And then heel toe your feet a little closer together. And inhale, bending your knees, bring your arms all the way up, stretching up towards the ceiling. And release. Let's do a couple of twists here. Just moving your hands from side to side, looking over each shoulder. Walking our feet a little closer together and lifting our hands, lifting our gaze. And let's stretch from side to side. And let's warm our shoulders up a little, just giving some nice roll through. And then back the other way. And then some big arms. Just taking some big deep breaths. And back the other way. Just loosening off any tension you might have in the shoulders. Bring your left arm across your body and your right arm underneath, and draw the left arm towards your body and look over your left shoulder. And let's take 3 breaths here. And then release it and take it to the other side. So right arm across your body, left arm, drawing it across, looking over the right shoulder. Just taking some deep breaths, softening your eyes.
and then release. We're going to go into our sun salutes next. So we're going to come to the top of our mat, our feet about shoulder, hip width apart. Just taking a couple of breaths here, settling down your breath. We're going to do 4 rounds. So you can come with me or you can go at your own pace. So let's just soften our knees a little. Inhale, lift our arms all the way up, stretching up towards the ceiling, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift the chest and stretch the spine, and exhale, step back into a high plank. And then slowly lower your body down to the ground. Then inhale, lift up through the chest into an upward dog. And exhale, tucking your toes under, coming into downward dog. Take your gaze forward and then step forward. Bring your feet up to your hands. Inhale, lift up through the chest, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, draw your chest into your legs. Inhale, slight bend in the knees. Come back up to standing and hands back to your heart center. Nice. So coming to the top of the mat again. Inhale, lift the arms, look up towards the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, step back into a high plank. You can bring your knees to the ground here if you wish, or keep them up. And then slowly lower your body down to the mat. Inhale, lift up through the chest into an upward dog. And exhale, rolling over the toes, lifting up the hips to downward dog. Gaze forward and step forward into a forward bend. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine. Exhale, draw the chest to your legs. And then inhale, come all the way up to standing. Let's just take a couple of breaths here. Settling down our breath. Starting to feel the body warm up. Got 2 more rounds. So inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, step back into your high plank. And then slowly lower your body down to the ground. Inhale, lift up through the chest. And exhale, bring the hips up into downward dog. Gaze forward and then step forward. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, draw the chest into your legs. And inhale, come back up to standing. Nice work, everyone. We've got 1 more round to go. So inhale, lift up. Stretch up towards the ceiling. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, step back into your high plank. Slowly lowering the spine, the body down to the mat. Inhale, lift up into upward dog. And exhale, rolling over your toes into downward dog. Take your gaze forward. Step your feet up to your hands. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine. And exhale, hug your chest into your legs. Slight bend in the knees. Inhale, lift up all the way up to the ceiling and coming back, bringing your hands to heart center. Whew. That gets the blood pumping. Nice work, everyone. Yeah, just give your body a little shake. And we'll go into a warrior sequence. So coming towards the back of the mat and turning the left foot slightly out to the side. Step forward with the right foot. Make sure that your hips and your chest are facing forward. Inhale, lift up your hands, lift up your chest and bend your right leg. Imagine you're holding a beach ball. So you're really lifting your hands up and feeling that stretch through the left hip. Just taking some breaths here. And then bring your right hand forward, left hand back, looking at your right hand and opening up through the chest into Warrior Two. Nice. And then lengthening the right leg and bringing both hands down to the mat. If you have a block, you can place your right hand on the block. So the right leg is now straight. Inhale, lift up the left arm into triangle pose and take your eyes up to your left hand. We'll take 4 breaths here. And then drop your left hand back down to the mat. Inhale, lift up. Come back up to standing and bring your legs together. Give them a little shake. And then we'll go to the other side. So turning our right foot out slightly. And we're going to step forward with the left foot. Aligning the hips and the chest. Inhale, lift up your chest and your arms. Bending your left knee. Holding that beach ball up as high as you can, really stretching through the body, and feel the stretch on the right hip this time. Just taking some nice breaths here. 2 more breaths. And then take the left hand forward, right hand back, and open up through the chest. Squeeze at the back of your shoulders, at your scapula. Looking forward to the left hand. And then lengthening out the left leg and bringing both hands down to the mat. Place your left hand just inside your left foot, and you can place your hand on the block. Inhale, lift up the right hand and take your eyes with the right hand. Nice twist in the upper back and stretch through the front of the chest, and nice stretch through the back of the left leg. Just deep breathing here. One more breath. And then release the right hand back down to the mat. Inhale, come back up to standing. Back up to mountain pose. We're going to do a little bit of balance next, and I know how much you like dancer pose. So we're going to be lengthways on our mat, and you might like to have something in front of you in case you need to reach out. We're going to open up the right toes and move our hips in a little circular direction, so we're really connecting with the anchor points under our right foot, making sure that our hips and shoulders are facing forward, bending the left knee and bringing the left foot into the left hand, and steady yourself there. Bring your knees together. Then inhale, kick the left foot back and take the right hand forward, lifting up through the chest, feeling a nice stretch through the left thigh and through the left shoulder. Find yourself a gazing point to help with your balance. 2 more breaths here, really kicking out that left foot, really stretching the body, and then release. Well done. Well done, everyone. Let's go to the other side. So this time, using the left foot on the ground, so you're going to open up the left toes and move your hips in a little circle, so you're connecting with the anchor points underneath your left foot. Have your body facing forward so your hips and shoulders are aligned. Bring your knees together. Find your gazing point and lift up the right foot into the right hand. Bring the knees together. And as you inhale, kick the right foot back and bring the left hand forward. Really opening up through the chest. Taking some deep breaths here. 2 more breaths, keeping it nice and steady. And then release. Good work. Give that a little shake. From here, we're going to come back down to the mat into tabletop. Opening up our knees so they're hip width apart and opening up our hands underneath our shoulders. We're going to do an alternate leg and arm lift. So as you inhale, I want you to lift up the left knee, kick back the left foot and lift up the right hand. So you've got a nice, strong, still back. Exhale, bring them both back down to the mat. And then inhale to go to the other side. So lift up the right leg, pointing the right toes down towards the mat, reaching out through the left hand. Squeeze through the glutes and bring them back down to the mat. So as you inhale, lift up on the other side. And exhale, bring them down. Just go from side to side, tuning into your breath. Let's go one more on each side. And then we're going to bring our body down to the mat. So laying down onto the mat, having your hands just underneath your shoulders and lifting up into Sphinx pose, squeezing the buttocks, drawing your shoulders back and down. Just taking a couple of breaths here. And then relax, bringing the hands underneath your chin on top of each other and bring your chin down to the hands, bending your knees and just taking your feet from side to side, releasing any tension that you might have in your lower back. Some nice deep breaths here. And then just making sure you've got enough room in front of you and behind you. We're going to go into a half boat pose. So we're going to start off on the left side. So bending the left knee and bring the left foot up towards the ceiling and slide your left hand around and grab hold of your left foot. And we're going to inhale and we're going to lift up, kick back through the left foot and lift up through the chest. Taking a couple of breaths here. One more breath. And then release the left foot and bring the left hand back down to the mat. And then we'll go to the other side. So bending the right knee and reach back with your right hand. Grab hold of the right foot. Inhale, kick the right foot back and lift up through the chest. Taking a couple of breaths here. Noticing a stretch through the right side of your chest and through the right thigh. And continue holding onto the right foot as you allow the right knee to go to the ground and then reach back to the left foot. So you've got one hand on each foot, looking down towards the mat. And then as you inhale, kick both feet back and lift up through the chest into boat pose. Let's take 4 breaths here. You might feel your body rocking backwards and forwards like a boat. And then release both feet and bring your hands back underneath your chin. Bring your forehead down to your hands and just rest here, taking a few breaths, coming back to the intention of your practice. And then rolling over onto our back and hugging our knees up to our chest. Allowing your lower back to move in a circle releasing any tension that you might have. And then go back the other way, take the circle in the other direction. And then place your feet on the ground, knees bent, arms straight out from your shoulders. Taking a deep breath in, and as you exhale, drop your knees to the right and take your gaze to the left. Trying to keep the upper back on the mat so you just stretch through your chest as well. Taking a couple of breaths here, noticing the stretch through the left side of the body. And then inhale, bring knees to center. And exhale, drop the knees to the left and look towards the right. And stretching through the right side of the body. Then inhaling, bringing the knees back to center. Bring the left foot across the front of the right thigh. And we're going to reach forward and grab either the left shin or reach through the hole in the legs to the right shin or the right thigh. And then drop your head back onto the mat. And just reclining into reverse pigeon. A nice deep stretch through the left glutes and ITB to help release any tension you might have in the lower back. Just taking some deep breaths. And then release your hands and let your right foot come back to the mat, but keep the left foot crossed. And then take your arms straight out from your shoulders and allow your knees to fall towards the right side. Just keep them controlled, don't let them collapse, and looking towards the left side. So a little bit more intense stretch. Taking some deep breaths here. On each exhalation, allow your body to fall a little more to the right side. And then inhale, bring the knees back to center and swap your legs over. So lift up the right foot off the mat and bring it across the front of the left thigh. And then reach up either to the right shin or through the gap. You can reach through to the left shin or the left thigh. And then allow your shoulders and head to come back down to the mat and connect with the stretch on the right side. Taking some deep breaths here. One more breath. And then release your hands and let the left foot come down to the mat. Take your arms straight out from your shoulders. Allow your knees to come towards the left side, but look towards the right, keeping your back on the mat so you get a stretch through the front of the chest as well. And just relax into some nice deep breaths here, feeling the stretch through the right side of the body. Coming back to the intention of your practice. And then inhale, bring knees back to center and place both feet on the mat. And then reach up, bring the knees towards your chest and reach in between your knees towards your feet. If you can, grab the outside edge of your feet. If not, grab the ankles or your shins. And then lift your feet up so they're pointing towards the ceiling. So you've got a nice flat back on the mat and your knees are bent and your feet are pointing up at the ceiling into happy baby. And you can move your body around if you want here, just giving it a little massage. Just taking some nice deep breaths. Let's take 4 more breaths here, relaxing into the pose. You might be hearing your back crack into place.
And then release your feet, bring your feet back down to the mat. Bring your feet to the outside of the mat and drop both knees to the left like windscreen wipers, and then both knees to the right. Just going from side to side, rinsing out any tension in your back. And when you're even on both sides, bring your feet back to about hip width apart with your knees bent. And we're going to go into our legs up position. So you might like to take your legs up the wall or up a cabinet or a bed, whatever's in the room with you. Or you can come up into a shoulder stand. So as you inhale, lift up. If you're in shoulder stand, holding your hips in your hands and walk your elbows in a little closer. Just giving your ankles some small little circles, lightening our feet. And taking some nice breaths here. Enjoying the inversion and letting all the lymphatic fluids from our feet and our legs come back down towards our body. You might like to take your feet out wide. You might like to bring your soles of your feet together, knees out wide like a butterfly. And then if you're in shoulder stand, lift up straighten out your legs and then take the feet over the top of your head towards the earth behind your head. Just taking some more deep breaths here. If you have your legs up the wall, straightening out your legs. Let's take 4 more breaths. And once you've had your 4 breaths on the inhalation, allowing your body to slowly roll back down to the earth. And coming into corpse pose for Savasana. So laying on your back, you might like to have a support underneath your knees, or you can have your legs flat on the ground, whatever works for you. Allowing your feet just to fall out to the side, palms facing up. If you have an eye pillow, you can put that over your eyes. You might like to have a blanket under your head or over your body, whatever makes you feel comfortable. So we're going to relax in Savasana, enjoying the fruits of your yoga and a deep relaxation. It's in silence for 5 minutes. Noticing the earth underneath your body, supporting you in your practice, keeping your breath completely spontaneous, softening your eyes.
tuning back into your breathing, feeling the earth supporting you in your practice today. Starting to wriggle your fingers and toes, stretching out your feet and your hands. Slowly tune into the sounds inside the room, rolling to one side. And when you're ready, come to a comfortable seated position. And remember, our quote for today was, joy is not simply something that happens to us. We have to choose joy and keep choosing it every day. Let's bring our hands to our heart center and then bring them up to our forehead for kind thoughts and to our lips for kind words and our heart for a kind heart. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today, ladies, in your lovely yoga practice.
Thank you. It was lovely.
Good on you. Excellent.
Thank you.